Hello and welcome everybody to my stream. I'm just going to leave it on this loading screen just for the moment because I have artwork. Yes, introducing K-Bot. No idea why I'm calling them K-Bot, but the artist's critical commissions has come through for me and has finished off the design of basically my streaming mascot. So yeah, that's the first piece of artwork. I'm probably going to commission some more at some point, but for the moment I'm just trying to get the stream a little bit stylized. And hey, welcome Pathfinder Games with a raid of 5. Greetings and salutations, everybody. I'm Kyron Rusmo. I am playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I nearly screwed up the title. And I was just taking a brief moment to introduce the stream mascot, K-Bot, who you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. So, without further ado, I am going to start getting back into this. And it would help if I changed the screen. There we go. And we see K-Bot is also appearing on the screen. If he gets in the way, give me a shout out. Quick question, how is my audio from anybody in the chat? If nobody responds, I'm just going to have to assume that I sound fabulous. Where are we up to? We are up to a bit of rival. We've been asked to deliver Tartuccio to Creston, dead or alive. Creston appeared on this map to the south as we entered. So I don't know whether that means Tartuccio's here, somewhere near here, or whether this is just a map that we can scout out, but it's called the Old Sycamore, so I'm going to find out what that's about. Currently running with Valerie, Amory, myself, Karen.
Ready for anything?
Yes, I'm a little bit vain. Lindsay, Octavia, and Tristan.
Focus on the goal.
I am a Knife Master Rogue, and I am also trying to play Lawful Good. Thanks again to Critical Commissions. They decided on my alignment, so I'm trying to be a Lawful Good Rogue, which seems like a terrible idea. Pretty much most of the last session we were just sort of like covering this place. Lots of little chump fights, as I remember. Oh. Amory succeeded on perception check for goodies. Junk, but valuable junk. Let's collect all of that up. I do believe this is getting to the point where we joined or came in on the map. Yep. We did meet a warg in the top corner of the screen, who had a job offer for us, but seeing as though pretty much the whole party was like, they are decidedly evil, it very much devolved into me being the lawful good person, just attacking them. Which doesn't really seem lawful or good in my humble opinion. What are these things?
Let us strike as one!
Oh, no, don't do that just yet. Move over there, grab whatever that is. It's a ancient lasting coin, and...
Well...
right, so let's start with the opener of you, because I really like your AC. Welcome anybody new to the chat who came in off the back of Pathfinder Games. This is only like the 6th session, so you've not really missed too much, but if you drop us a follow you'll get notifications as and when I go live. And hopefully you'll be, hopefully I'm going to see this through to the end. We've only had one TPK so far. Luckily it's a video game and you can just reload it. And not have to worry about the fact that it's a tabletop game and... Okay. More bad guys up there, but they're not showing in the initiative tracker across the top, so I don't think they're counting right now. Yeah, just
This
move
should
towards
do it.
them. We got a surprise round, so it's only giving us a move action rather than a move and a attack. So it's a bit of a short round. Oh yeah, finally got Tristan a crossbow.
Be
Ooh,
generous to
nice.
them, for I
That was a
love
lot of damage. Oh, just maximum amount of damage. Nice. Yeah, Tristan is a cleric of Serum Ray, but he's also not just your bog standard cleric.
Tear them apart!
I can't remember what the class name is because it's some obscure word. But it basically means he can't wear armor, which is a terrible position to be in when you're a cleric, especially if you go for melee, which he was when I found him. And just came with a, I want to say cutlass, but that's not right. It's not a saber. It's a scimitar. I think it's a scimitar. The correct answer is not that God's damn dwarf cleric. I didn't really think they upset you that much, critical commissions. I mean, they were a believer in. Oh God, now I'm stretching it. Not
in
Gozra.
due time.
One of the sort of like pessimistic gods. Okay, so no, don't kill the elk. We're nice people? Question mark. I think we've just gone around in a bit of a circle because we came up around this way. Just want to check. Yeah, I don't think there's any getting up there. So I think it's pretty much up to the next level now. You just dislike dwarf clerics. Oh yeah, you've got a thing against dwarves. I forget about that. And it's nothing serious, people. It's not, well, yeah, she just doesn't like beards. That is Crit Commissions, by the way, the person who did the artwork for the mascot, which you can see around. I can't actually see it because it's only actually part of the overlay, but it's around about here. So yeah, it doesn't actually appear on my screen. Is there any way for me to get up there? Or am I just going to go around in circles on this big hill? Oh, no, not dwarves, just dwarf clerics. Why? What's... Okay, now you're going to have to explain yourself. Why just dwarf clerics? That seems very specific just to dislike one particular class of heritage of people. Oh, that's lonely shambling mound. I mean, okay. That's not something I expected to see. Oh, hello. The body of a woman fouled beyond recognition. Her fingers are still clenched at a torn leather leash. Yeah. Went into the woods, found many roots, pine cones, flowers, and a dead squirrel. Scant little I can make of that. I must consider where to gather rarer ingredients for my experiments. Damnable raccoons got into my hut while I was exploring the woods, broke all of the glassware. Only things left are 10 flat-bottom glass tubes, 5 round-bottom flasks, and a couple of porcelain porters, 3 pestles, and the precious spiral. Good thing all the pots were still there. So many good chemicals wasted. Shame. Need to lock everything up in the closet. Tried to finish the experiment today, the one I started in the old lab. Used the lead powder from the master's box. At the crystallization stage, the liquid foamed, changed colour and formed a deposit. Another unsuccessful experiment. And I've all but exhausted my supplies of essential materials. Caught a raccoon in a snare trap. Didn't get the bastard to the hut in time. Perhaps I should ask some hunters to help in catching experimental subjects. But I must save money. And besides, I have seen how them bumpkins scowl at me, as if I'd grown horns. Third attempt at the crystallization experiment. Broke the last round bottom flask. I recall my tutor calling me ham-handed and making me clean up. Perhaps he was right, but he didn't teach me much he did teach me much despite everything. But why didn't he wish me to develop my abilities? Didn't he want me to learn anything beyond the basic potion recipes? Kept saying I wasn't ready, but in truth he feared the students surpassing the teacher, and for good reason. I shall prove this process works. I'll prove it to everyone. Oh God. Oh, this is going on for a bit. I do hope it's plot related. But back to chat for a second. Whenever you have to play a pre-gen, the dwarf clerics always, and they're always Tom, and they're always naff. Also bits. Right, so you don't have anything against dwarf clerics, just the pre-gen dwarf clerics and the fact that they have dirts. So much so that it's built into the cleric class equipment options. What is bit? Oh, what it? Jelly, you might have to explain that one, because I'm just sort of like, huh, what? Is there anything in the class cleric equipment in 5e that's just related to dwarves? I can't think of anything. Today an old lady came from the nearby village asking me to make her goats yield more milk. I had to help. I'm in desperate need of money. Oh, why must I spend my time so? Boring, boring, boring! Several pages remain empty, then the writing continues. Observation, day 1. I finally got a chance I can't miss. I found a dying elf in the woods. She was barely breathing and the ants were swarming all over. Who is she? What happened to her? It matters not. This is an opportunity I've been waiting for. This took a dark turn. You will smite any dwarf cleric you see. Fair enough. I'm trying to think of a Pathfinder pre-gen for cleric. Oh, that's... Yeah, it's not... It's a cleric of Sarenrae, and I've forgotten her name. But it's not a dwarf. So you just need to play more Pathfinder. And maybe stay away from dwarf clerics. Or maybe they should stay away from you. Anyway, this took a dark turn. Where was I up to? With great effort, I managed to drag her to the hut, remove her clothes, and hide her behind the bags in the corner. Enough wasting my talents and trifles. It's time for action. I used the largest glass tube from the master's box, the one with the warning, in case of contact with skin, wash off immediately. Ha! The deodorant powder, and all the standard warnings. I spread it evenly over her body and began my observations. Observation day 3. The subject survives. I had to tie her up and gag her. The moaning could attract unwanted attention. Her skin is changing, but it's hard to determine the precise character of these changes. The early stages of festering, perhaps, and the treated areas do smell faintly. Observation day 5. The change continues faster and faster. The epidermis has festered away, the joints have grown swollen, tough and calloused, and the subject has a fever. Observation day 9. Over the past few days, the subject's legs became covered with mildew and moss. Her fingers and toes grew long and crooked, as though she would grow into the ground. I shall move the subject outside. Their experiment now demands sunlight. Observation day 13. The body's changes are so significant it's impossible to recall the creature's original appearance from the way it looks now. The seething growth covers the whole body's surface. Every day I find new kinds of moss, mildew, grass, and other plants. The subject attempts to move. Had to immobilize her. I tried to make contact, but she utters inarticulate sounds like akin to howling. Might intelligence be restored at a further stage of regeneration? Observation day 18. The subject had grown quite larger several times. She is now strangely quiet these last few days. I'm beginning to worry. In the end, I see I've become attached to her. She will make me famous. Observation day 25. My living experiment shows all signs of obedience. She was much like a tree, a magnificent walking tree. She is already 8 feet tall, and the child keeps growing. I wish to give her some space, more fresh air and sunlight. I suspect we shall need some fertilizer. For now, I'll walk her around the woods on a leash. This is the greatest achievement of my career. Soon we'll be ready to journey to Absalom. And there I will present my masterpiece. I must think of a name for my girl. And then bad things happened, one would assume, because, well, you're dead, and the shambling mound is still here. Most clerics get the option to have a wall form as part of it. They're proficient with dwarves get. Okay, that's what you mean by. Yeah, it's a bit odd in 5th edition. One of the things, I'm not sure if it actually carried over to 5th edition too much. But a lot of deities in 3 had favoured weapons. So, you know, Sarenrae, for example, had the scimitar. And the same applies to a lot of the other deities. This whole plot is a shamble. Yes, I appreciate. Well, no, I don't appreciate that level of pun. It's a bit low-hanging fruit. Crit commissions might appreciate it though. And yeah, so any cleric in Pathfinder gets their deity's favourite weapon, so it makes sense that you'd have options. But yeah, you're right. In 5th edition, it's like, you can have a warhammer, but nobody can use a warhammer apart from dwarves or yeah, critical commissions found it funny. Or if you've multi-classed, I suppose. But then you don't get the starting equipment of the class that you multi-class into. Am I supposed to? No, that's attacking them. Don't attack them. I mean, I'm not seeing much I can. No, don't do. Will you all stop trying to kill her the moment I click on it? I think I'm just gonna have to leave it here, or wait. Potion of Restoration. Lesser Restoration dispels anti-temporary magical effects, reducing one's ability score. It does not remove permanent effects such as curses or diseases, and cures 1d4 temporary ability damage to one of the subjects. Ooh, you could probably do one. You've got dex damage.
I'm listening.
No, mage armor, reduce person, enlarge person, cure moderate wounds. Bark skin, vanish. Ah, here we go. Lesser restoration. Just going to save it just in case it doesn't actually do what I think it does. Because wasting fairly expensive resources could be annoying. Yay! Got your dex back. I mean, not that you really use dex anyway. But yeah, the scimitar. So if I look at his character and abilities, he gets somewhere along here. It's in here somewhere. Chosen deity. See, the proficiencies say club, dagger, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, quarterstaff, and the favoured weapon of his deity. But not shield and armor. So yeah, he can use the scimitar despite the rest of it. So what's this? Chain shirt +1. I am currently wearing a chain shirt +1. Does anybody else require a chain shirt +1? You could, but you're a spellcaster. Ooh, you're an ideal candidate for, wait for it, braces of armor. And then you get an AC of 15. Did I not have 2 of those? Because could you not also wear braces of armor? Aha! Why did I not think of this sooner? A piercing scream, give that to Lindsay. That's light, that's light. Here, have a chain shirt. I love the way it changes their appearance, but they're so small, some of the smaller races, and it's not, I can't really see any detail on them. I wonder if we can see much detail. No, it's not much better in game. I don't know what, if anything, I can do with the shambling mound, the lonely shambling mound, until I get remove disease. Is that something I have access to yet? Spellbook, level 2. Domain spells have not been chosen. Blessed weapon and a scorching ray. See, it's one of the things I like about Sarah May. She's not above violence when needs be. Old person. Arrow of Law, aid, best endurance. Right, so if this is in alphabetical order, remove paralysis, resist energy, nope. Remove fear, nope. And it won't be anything that low. Okay, so maybe we'll come back here when we have a remove disease, remove curse. I think you need to mercy kill at this point. I mean, it's not doing anybody any harm. If he had tried killing us, then I would have thought, yes, it's a mercy killing. But I mean, it's a shambling mound that's not really hurting anybody. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, Cap Drago, how's it going? Drago? Cap Drago. Commissioners, pretty sure you have a law that you have to mercy kill. See, I've not seen that written down anywhere as law that I've got to mercy kill it. So I'm just going to leave it for the moment. If I remember it once I get... Why is it concealment? Is that because of the rain? That's a bit annoying, if it is because of the rain. There we go. Who's got blind fight? I can't remember. But yeah, Cap Drago, yeah, it's going well. Just started the stream. This is the 6th session, currently at the old Sycamore Tree, if you're familiar with the game. If you're not, I am currently here in the middle of a rainstorm. Wondering what I'm actually doing out in the middle of a rainstorm near an old sycamore tree. Because I don't actually know.
Do not falter.
Everybody's gone into miss mode. Well, yeah, so. Crossbow.
You forced my hand.
Nope, missed on the concealment. Can't attack that one.
A calculated risk.
Sneak attack on that one, great stuff. Let's take a 5-foot step back and just try and take out this guy. Nope, okay. That's most of them down.
Tear them apart.
Again, as I was saying in the last session, it's like a lot of things around here aren't really a significant threat, for better or worse.
Onward.
I mean, they're mainly just a bunch of mooks. I don't mind it too much, but at the same token, it's like, it takes a long time to just burn through these, despite them not being a significant threat. Having said that, I just punched another one in the face. Ooh, that was horrendous damage. There we go. Cool. This is actually sort of like my first real playthrough. I've had it since I got it in the Kickstarter, and I've had it a while. It's just before they introduced the turn-based mode, I just found it annoyingly difficult without turning down the difficulty to be sort of like tell me a story. Um, and so I wasn't really enjoying it because the combat was pretty much like, it's there. Kobolds who are sleeping in a vegetable patch. A kobold lying in the middle of a patch calls out to you. Judging by the sorry state of his scales, he is the eldest of the group. His red eyes squint from the light, and his throat struggles to form words. Our patch. Our celestial radishes. Yuck, radishes. We grew them back in my village. One day I was reading a book, and my pa grabbed it from me and threw it into the fire. And then he made me go pick radishes. It was autumn, and the ground was wet and cold, and there were worms everywhere. Filthy roots. Okay. About the radishes. The oldest kobold lifts his head from the ground and tries to focus his eyes on you. I don't need all of it. I will leave half of what I dig out for you. The kobold stops talking, surprised. Their leader's eyes light up with curiosity. Good. Deal. I received moon radishes. I perform lawful good action. What are you doing here? Choose the radish. Search for secret truth. Small in big. The kobold who is lying nearby it answers with a devout murmur. At least those who aren't sleeping. Okay. I'm just going to leave you to your radishes. Yeah, sorry, Jaylee, I don't understand the reference, but as Capdago, who probably comes from Avatar, not familiar with it. Because I'm guessing you're not talking about the movie with the blue people. And if you are,
All
I don't
according
recall
to
it.
plan.
There's a trap. Take care of the trap.
What's that?
There's a trap. Take care of the trap.
Done and done.
Heavy pick worth 2 gold, so just kind of leave that there. Because it's heavy.
Follow my lead.
The intertwined roots of this huge tree cover what might be the entrance to a dungeon. Alright.
In due time.
I am totally lost. I think I've just cleared out this area and it was just a bunch of fighting mooks for no apparent reason. Well, I'm glad other people. Yeah, the maps are pretty, and it's one of the reasons why I like this sort of like genre of video game style is that there are some very pretty maps out there. All mainly started back in Baldur's Gate era. Well, let's see if I left anything of particular value. Don't think I did. Really not sure what I was doing there. I did see some knights last time. But they seem to have disappeared when I accidentally set off that trap. There was a pine patch. What was the pine patch about? Nothing about the pine patch. I was waiting for the fog to clear, proving your worth. Killing Tuskor. This is not a very good question. It's all like, kill the giant boar known as Tuskcutter and bring his head to Oleg. Alright. Where's Tuskcutter and where's Oleg? I know where Oleg is because it's kind of obvious that it's Oleg's trading post. Oh. Maybe Tuskcutter's in Tuskcutter's lair. Yeah, maybe. How is the computer bill going, by the way, Jaylee?
I'm hungry. When we stop?
That's a good question, actually, Emily. How am I for spells? Doing okay. Thing is, everybody's getting tired, and some people are injured. So let us make camp and manage the camp. We need a hunter. It shall be you. Let's remove everybody. You are not useful at all. 9, 10. You're also useful there. 6, 8, 7. No. You can go over there. You can do the cooking because you're not much use elsewhere. You can take care of that. And I will do camp camouflage. I still can't make sweet pancakes. In other games, I'm confused. Did I say something about other games? But yeah, Baldur's Gate. Oh god, my mind's going blank. Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, Torment Tides of Numenera, Pillars of Eternity, all very much have this very similar so the computer has progressed 0% since Monday. I don't know how you can do it. I just could not leave it that long. But yeah, part of what I'm going to be streaming a lot of the time is actually these on the Tuesdays and Thursdays is going to be these style of games.
Must be hard for you to let the
Scroll up and see the other thing that I said.
I draw strength from my goddess. If I begin to
See,
feel
all
sad,
I'm seeing
I turn to
is
Sarenrae in my prayers, and she gives me solace.
you mentioned the reference to Avatar. You pointed out that Crit Commissions was right about it being The Last Airbender, and then you said in other games. Unless I missed something else? I'm sorry if I ever did. Oh, here we go. No, it just... What's your main guy's set planned to be like? I have no idea about what plan to make. Color rations, camouflage, hearty meal. Don't think we got attacked. Although, oh no. Chiron suddenly awoke inside the house. Dogs were howling fiercely not far away. It smelled like burning. The wooden walls were steaming hot, and the smoke was wreathing below the low ceiling. Beneath the low ceiling. I'm a rogue. I jump out the window. Kicking out the window, Chiron jumped out into the darkness. An arrow hit his shoulder, and he heard laughter and shouts of triumph. He surged forward to the rope bridge. Reaching the middle of the river, Chiron cast a glance back, and noticing a young man wearing an antlered helm cut one of the ropes with an axe. The bridge began to collapse as the ropes twisted and snapped. Chiron's skin felt cold. He heard the murmur of the water and the soft lapping of waves. After opening his eyes, he saw a rocky riverbed below and a bloated body tangled in the green watery weeds. The drowning man's empty gaze was fixed upon Chiron. The drowning man's mouth opened slowly, and a hoarse whisper said, "Strike, river, Chiron." Strike? At that moment, Chiron finally awoke. Drenched in sweat, he told us what he'd seen in the dream. Alright. Find the cause of the nightmares and a way to stop them. I'm guessing Shrike River is... Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, that's a river. I mean, the nightmares... I would say bother him... Oh no, I didn't get a very good sleep. That's not good. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind having games where I create the entire party. And I think it's possible in this one if you get the money together and go to the guy at Oleg's Inn. I like the way that characters interact with each other in these games. So I've got my main character, Chiron. He's a Blade Master Rogue, who is also lawful good. Thanks, Crit Commissions, once again for that one. And so I'm trying to play it straight and see how he interacts with everybody else. Apparently, at the moment, he's a bit of a pimp, apparently, because I've just realised that I am just favouring all the females, all the more effeminate people in the case of Tristan, I suppose. I mean, it's a rogue's life, I suppose. As long as I'm lawful good about it, don't see there being a problem. But yeah, I'm not excessive about making my character too deep. I much prefer the story to kind of come to me and see how everybody interacts, and to a certain degree how I get to interact with everybody else. Rather than especially trying to make up the entirety of my own party, because then it's just like, they're not... I don't know, have they done anything to make them interact with each other in this game, or do they just sort of like blindly follow the leader without saying much?
I'm tired.
It is still raining. This is a slightly smaller map, I suppose. That is lightning. That got very close. There's a storm. Everything is terrible. Why am I out here? Oh, hello.
Listen to me. A dragon, huge, sparkling, flew down to me from the sky and told me a secret. A great relic that will win the kobold's glory is sitting somewhere nearby. Enough of this pitiful existence. Search for it. Search and bring it to me.
The leader speaks in a suspiciously familiar voice of the gnome Tartuccio. This information is also kind of spoiled by the fact that it says Tartuccio and Tartuccio. But apparently that's now Tartuccio. Dragon, glory, dragon of the voice of the kobold rises in excitement. We know the mistress under the old sycamore. They possess the magic treasure. Very ancient. Stop deceiving these poor reptiles, Tartuccio.
You silly jester. I know you come, and I've prepared an ambush for you.
Apparently we're being ambushed. That is bleeding close. And that is a lot of kobolds. They got 15 hit points. Oh, there's another few more kobolds. Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting. I mean, seeing as though this is my main first playthrough, I'm probably going to stick with this group. And if I ever play through it again, I might go through and customize some people and see how that actually does integrate and affect the story. It would be very interesting to see it do something more than just like a few people. You know, I remember because around about the same time as Baldur's Gate came out, another game called Icewind Dale came out, and that basically you got to customize the entire party. And yes, the NPCs, there were NPCs scattered throughout the game, but none of them would join your party because it was just like you are a bunch of adventurers, and it was a very hacky, slashy. Game. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of favoured Baldur's Gate, because you could recruit a party in that. And who you recruited affected the dynamic of the party. The fact that they've managed to get some degree of interaction based around a party that you've selected does sound quite interesting to see how that all works out. Okay, it is terrible conditions.
This will hurt.
And I've just remembered something I forgot to post that I'm going live on Facebook.
Let's try this way.
1 second, be right back. Sorry about this. I know that you lose audio in the game, but I can't help that. Just for a split second moment while I post that I'm gone live on Facebook. There we go. Okay. That's not what you're supposed to be looking at. Neither is that, neither is that. There we go. That's what you're supposed to be looking at.
This should do it.
Back to the combat. But yeah, one of the things one of the reasons why I kind of want to get this one out of the way is also the fact that soon they are going to be coming out with Wrath of the Righteous, the second Pathfinder game. I believe it's built largely around the same engine. And everybody but that one guy failed. That was a useful set of colour spray. Right, who are you? You are... should I grease them? Can I grease that area? No, I can't. I can grease that area. Of course, the kobolds, they all made fairly good saving throws. Just trying to get some battlefield control because there is a lot of things, and I still recall that there's two more coming down from that way. I'm kind of glad in a way that this lightning actually isn't striking people. Cap Dargo, do you actually play Pathfinder on a tabletop, or is it just the computer role-playing games that you've got experience with?
Stay behind me.
Because one of the things is, I would love to be able to actually sit down and play these around a tabletop. The main problems I have is, one, I don't know too many people who play Pathfinder. And I've never actually played Pathfinder, so trying to get into it at this late stage, it just seems like there is a lot of information that I would need to... What is that telling me? I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Stab him. Hold on. He's nearly dead. They're all running off. Well, that's not what I was expecting. They're running off in that direction. Should I follow them? Can I follow them? Am I able to even come close to following them? Shoot that guy. I mean, Wrath of the Righteous is another one of the adventure paths by Paizo. So yeah, I kind of understand what you mean there, Cap Dargo. There is some appeal for me when it comes to just video games, where it's like I can play them on my own. It's going to give me a story. I don't have to sit down and figure out, how to do the whole RP bit too strictly. But at the same token, I really do love my tabletop games because it's relaxing to pretend like I'm be competent in a fight, if you know what I mean. See, I think... Yeah, I suppose if you're a thespian, you probably get a lot more out of it, but I really wouldn't consider myself a thespian of any reasonable variety. I don't know. I mean, I get a kick out of it mainly from the gaming side of things, but it's just fun to sit around, throw dice, and one of the things that I like the cooperative nature of it. It's sort of like you don't have to be the only one. And one of the things that annoys me about a lot of role-playing games like this, it's all like Valerie, Amory, Lindsay, what's-her-face, I've forgotten her name, and Tristan. If they die, then the game just goes, okay, they're dead. Go ahead and find somebody to resurrect them or whatever. If my character dies for whatever reason, it's game over. And that kind of bothers me in a way because encourages this whole save reload situation where when it comes to tabletop role-playing games, you pretty much live or die by the dice. And if you die as an individual, the game doesn't stop. People carry on and go about their lives, so, and you get a little bit of emotional attachment to them. If you play them for long enough and, you know, care about the roleplay enough. And so it can really bum you out when they die, but the game continues on. And also, you know, you've got one of the things is all like, if I don't know what I'm doing in this game, at the moment, it's all like, nobody's going to come along and tell me what I'm doing next. I mean, yes, I could go online and look up game guides. I think they are very much gone. Although he did mention he mention the Old Sycamore? Did Tartuccio mention the Old Sycamore? That's a question. Is it even appearing in here? No, it isn't. Dialogue. There we go. Yeah, the mistress under the Old Sycamore. They possess some magic. Okay. So I'm probably going to have to go back to the Old Sycamore. In the meantime,
You can't stop me.
she just fell over in her own grease. No, it wasn't. Was it her grease? No, it was Lindsay's grease.
This is where I step in.
I honestly couldn't see that there. Combat awareness. Yeah, I suppose to a certain degree it has the fact that it's all in these games you are the main character. But I don't know. It's nice to be able to be reckless about computer role-playing games because it's all in one of my previous sessions, session 4. I actually went to the old temple of Estrel and had a TPK, and it was just a case of all like, well, everybody died, it'll go back to the last save game, and at that point it was all okay, let's be a little bit more tactical about this, let's try some other things, and I was able to win the day. Which was nice because, you know, a lot of tabletop games, you don't really get TPKs. TPK, by the way, is total party kill, if anybody's unfamiliar with the term. When they do happen, it's sort of a mix-up between the GM, the players, and what are they going to do from there on out.
You forced my hand.
Jaylee, it depends on the style of play. If you look at Critical Role, then you would need to be a thespian to get in on that game. Most TTRPGs I've played are much more low-key. The thing I've missed most about CRPGs is the unlimited options. This game doesn't have an option to scare the kobolds by threatening them with the moon radishes, but in a TT game it's definitely something I would have tried to see what would have happened. Yeah, that is always going to be one of the limitations of computer role-playing games, is sort of like there's a limitation on what you can do. There are some that do it slightly better than others. Where it's all like you have a very limited, or you can have a very limited set of actions that you can do, and in some others it's all like you've got a more diverse. And the thing is, though, with the diverse ones, sometimes you get to the point where it's like if you don't think of a good idea, the game is nigh on impossible, because it's like, oh, you need to get this item to help you defeat this vampire, because without it he's nigh on unkillable. And those kind of deus ex machinas you get from video games. Explore the vicinity of the Old Sycamore. I already have done. Has anybody dropped... Ooh, they dropped treasure. I'm actually just going to walk off the map because this rainstorm is really getting to me. I suppose I should scout around and see if there's anything else lying around on the ground, but so yeah, some computer games it's like, oh, you need this item, this device to be able to do something. In other times it's like it gives you a lot of options, and sometimes it allows you to try things, other times it doesn't. And in early day TRPGs, old Roselandic coin, that's another one for the collection. You know, the options were a lot more limited. I mean, this, at least it gives you the option to charge, coup de grace, demoralize, treat affliction, acrobatics. If you go away and look at Baldur's Gate, which was kind of built along the 3rd edition, you don't get half of these options as part of the basics of the game. I am starting to carry out a lot of stuff. Okay. But yeah, that's one of the things.
Tire.
Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing this one way or the whole thing one way or the other. Because it's like there are certain benefits to computer games over tabletop games. For example, I don't need to find 5 other people willing to put up with my bullshit to play a video game. I just get to play video games. And then there's also so you manage to find people willing to put up with you, and then you get scheduling issues or limited amounts of times that you can actually play. Computer games are great because you can just pick up and go whenever you're ready. Now, the old sycamore was mentioned. Is it going to do anything? Oh, hello. Okay, now that I've gone there and come back, it's yeah, it's something that's kind of common to newer games. I mean, I like the way that it's been presented, but I don't think Pathfinder was the first. I'm trying to recall whether Pillars of Eternity or Torment Tides of Numenera came out first. But both of them seem to have fairly good sort of like, here's a point, here's a story, make your choices. The main thing that I remember from Pillars of Eternity is sort of like, it would actually do that whole bit, but depending on what you had in your inventory, could actually introduce more options to you. Which was kind of interesting. It also made a lot of use of extra equipment like sledgehammers, crowbars, climbing gear, and the like. Cowardly traitors, sons of a pike, return the relic. Chief suit scale, which is a kobold, I believe. Coward, turn, Elric. Silly. No, this is a... I think these are mites. Silly kobolds. You look for your relic in... go look your relic, your dungeon. Look on the bed, on the table. Haha. Silly kobolds have no bed and no table. Search your eggs. You lose relics and blame mites. Accuse queen. Lies, chief suit scale, not silly. The cold leader shakes his weapon at the insult. Lies, chief, scale! The kobold tries diligently copies the words and gestures of the chief, swinging his weapon. Both groups seem to be a breath away from battle. So warlike. A miniature version of the Taldan Imperial Chronicles. Stop! What is going on here? Stranger, stranger, you see, yes, the silly kobolds attack might, insult us, our magnificent queen. Lies, might thief, steals relic from kobold, we revenge, help us, stranger. So Tartuccio appears to have gotten here before me. Okay, this is... I will say... Okay, I'm potentially going to have to pick sides. I'm guessing that this will be sort of like a not picking sides option because it requires a neutral alignment. But let's get more information. Kobolds, tell me what more about what happened. Hi, Chief. I suit scales. Kobolds might live here long, live peace, but now might thief steal our relic. Thief, steal, relic, echoes the crier enthusiastic. Oh, I can't stop laughing. He's so sweet. He repeats everything. Repeats everything. How do you know the relic was stolen by the mites? Might's tricksy, but Chief Soothsayer is more tricksy. I call. New shaman come. Shaman Tatuk, who stole relic. Tatuk, good. Tatuk, ood. What is this relic? Relic key. Kobold take relic. Enter sacred hall. Did you really attack the mites? Revenge, might coward. Kobolds come, might run. We come, take them relic, go. Let them give back our relic. We give back theirs. And where's this Shaman Tatuk now? Shaman was dungeon. Did not enter sacred hall. Might collapse our entrance. Kobold wrath might. Kobold wrath. Oh, so much broken English. Tatuk is not a real kobold. He deceived you. Soothscale not stupid. He no real kobold. It's clear to me now. Might I want to ask a few questions? Oh god, a word I can never pronounce. Seneschal? Hey, that's... I really need to get a moderator in this place. One second. I need to do something. Send shell. Thank you. Channel. Nope, not channel. Community roles. Save. There we go. Yeah, and right, let's go back to my stream for a moment. Sorry about this, people. Just getting some spam in the chat that I want to take. Oh, now I can't see the message. Yeah, okay. Please ignore that message. It seems to be spam, and if it's not spam, then it deserves to be deleted anyway. Oh, by the way, Jaylee Walsh and Crit Commissions, I just made you moderators, so at some point you might be able to just take care of those messages for me. Thanks. Maybe I should have asked you whether you wanted to become moderators. Do you want to be moderators? Our essential, Vagid, our magnificent warrior queen, Ba. He points at his large companion adored with the hide of the wolf. Queen defeat a scary wolf battle. Vanquish hundreds enemy. Charm hundreds hearts. Queen Ba allow you speak her. May sit We understand. Legs tremble when see such beauty. My queen, why did you fight the kobolds? We live here long. Kobolds and mites. We live peace. Friends trade. Hunt together a good shaggy animal. Gut it. Sweet. Long ago, Chief Kobold and our king make good alliance. Old two-branch old sycamore we take, charm, and give to each other. This be relic. Kobold have one, might have one. Not long ago, Kobold come. Yell a wee thief, take our relic. Silly Kobold. Why do you need the relic? 2 relics, they key. Give entrance to Sacred Hall. There, under Old Sycamore. 1 key for Kobold, 1 key for Mite. Each can go hall, all fair. Why do the kobolds think the relic was stolen by Mites? Kobold chief, silly, old, ugly. Ugly old. He lose his last mind. Listen to Shaman Tartuk. Shaman not so ugly, but angry. Tricksy. Says wicked Mite. I catch him and make crown from his scales. Pretty crown. Purple. Do you know where the purple scaled shaman is now? He prowled dungeon near our house. We see he wants, but not catch. We find shaman, look underground. Won't find shaman, look underground. Very well, I have no more questions. What was the chat suggesting? Do we get feats as moderators, or is that in the next one? Feats, that'd probably be the next one. Murder whom? Crit commissions, by the way. Or were you talking about the spammer? Oh no, that was before the spammer. So we got 1 vote for adopting the kobolds, and... Oh, you mean Tartuccio? Little purple worm, as Anne-Marie calls him. Yeah, I intend on killing him at some point. So you think we got 1 vote for adopting the kobolds, I believe. I mean, I'm tempted to try and get them to make peace, but I don't know if I'm gonna have. And yes, adopt the kobolds. Okay, so we're going to adopt the kobold. I'm going to sue for peace between the two and search for the relic together. If that fails, then I will favor the kobolds. At least what they say is slightly easier to read. You should make peace and search for the relic together. Never! Death to traitors! And we no retreat. We choose who supports stranger or enemy us all. I mean, I could murder them all. Let's hear what my companions have to say. Anne-Marie, why support either? Do you think they'll ever listen to you? Let us battle these little ones, both groups, and be done with it. It's up to you, but you should remember that living among such creatures could be dangerous. The kobolds and mites are aggressive, poorly organized, and unreliable. It's better to exile them or not to interfere, lest we tangle in their unworthy deeds. They haven't done anything bad. We shouldn't attack them. I wish we could make peace, but if it isn't possible, let's side with Chief Sootscale and kobolds. They're so funny and haven't the guile to lie. And then Tristan and Lindsay have nothing to say. Alright. Yet again, the chat has decided to adopt the kobolds. So, I side with the kobolds and Chief Sootscale. Great, thanks for supporting them. They're so funny. You interfere in a war you've no stake in. I hope you know what you're doing. Strangers now, yes, my host, friends. We not leave. Fighters, hit stranger, hit silly kobold.
You make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Is that? No, it's not chargeable, so just wander up there. Bum. Why am I all the way at the back? Yeah, I suppose that's one of the things that's missing from... Why am I moving so slowly? Oh, I'm exhausted. Great stuff.
I'll try to make this swift.
Move forward.
You deserved it.
Oh, hello. Oh, we've got 2 damage reduction. Exception cold iron. Great stuff. I mean, it's only 2 damage reduction, so it shouldn't be too bad. Is anybody in charging range? No. Great stuff. Does that have any better range?
This
No,
is
it
for
doesn't.
you.
I mean, I suppose the bow does have slightly better range, but I should have shot the other one. Oh well. I'm not doing a good job apparently at saving the kobolds. Amory, slaughter one of them. There we go. Doesn't matter if the damage was reduced. It's Amory and a gigantus bastard sword. Alright, keep charging towards the enemy! Okay, so that nightmare was actually more of a hindrance than I realised. Oh, that's a miss from Tristan. Yeah, I don't think there's anything much useful that I can do. Why did I side with the side that suck? Anybody?
I'll fight if I have to.
Yeah, you don't get any damage resistance against energy, do you? Yeah.
Tear them apart! They go down!
I'm gonna switch weapons to a crossbow and maybe sometime during this combat I actually get to kill
A
somebody.
calculated risk. So it's come to this.
Did I get a sneak attack on that? Yeah, I did. Oh! And then it exploded. I come kobold says 1 of them and 4 of you. I've at least evened up my odds a little bit. No? Okay. Well done, Valerie, as usual.
Stop me.
Just be a tank. Oh. My allies are running off, and I am crawling around. This is going to be
Time's
painful.
not waiting.
I mean, is that reducing movement somewhat? How many pounds do I need to shed? 25 pounds. If I slip into I mean, it's just leather armor. It's not great. Nope, that's still too heavy for me. Though actually, if I wear that and then get rid of a couple of these potions. Oh, Jesus. What's this? Enhanced Constitution. Oh no, keep that on. Let's get rid of the cloak for now. Here, Tristan, have the cloak. Is that going to improve my movement speed? Nope.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey,
Not in
look
the
at me.
slightest. Moves at half speed and cannot charge. Oh, there went a kobold. Brave, brave kobolds. You say brave, brave kobolds. One of them just died. I don't think he's brave anymore. We have more mites incoming. Look at that initiative tracker across the top of the screen. Wouldn't you just love to GM a game like that? I say that sarcastically because it will be a nightmare to GM a game like that.
Stay behind me. Let us strike as one.
This is where I step in. Consider me provoked.
But you don't want to be going around provoking attacks of opportunity. That's one resilient mite. Sit down. Or don't. Keep moving in that direction. Hey, we've even got kobold veterans on our side this time. Valerie, kill that guy. Thank you. Move up to that guy. Ooh. Hey, kobolds are actually competent in this one.
Right.
I mean, love to stop exploding, you cowards.
You deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, that will be useful. I don't think many of the kobolds have exploded yet. I mean, one of them's died, but he's not exploded.
Repent!
Ah, to you too. Three points of damage on a sneak attack. Whoa, go me!
Onwards.
Oh, by the way, if there is anybody in the chat, Jaylee and Crit Commissions are friends of mine there. I promoted them to moderators rather than anybody else. And also, if you see down here, between the hourglass and the party, there is actually a little artwork made by Crit Commissions. And they are my stream mascot. Nearly forgot the name for them for a moment there. The bad guys seem to be over here somewhere. Although one of them died. Oh, there's one out deep. 1 point of damage. You contributed, Tristan. You contributed. Is that a straight line? Yes, it is. Whee! Nice. And lo, the last mite runs into battle.
I'll fight if I have to.
But yeah, the stream mascot was designed and drawn by Crit Commissions. Available for commissions. So send them a message either on here on Twitch or on Facebook as Critical Commissions. If you go to Critical Commissions, you'll probably see K-Bot, the mascot, on their page, so should be fairly easy to identify. Assuming that Crit Commissions has posted K-Bot up on their page. At some point I hope to be... Oh, it goes up tomorrow. So yeah, if you're after a commission for any kind of artwork, go check out Crit Commissions and you get to make sure that it's the right one by seeing tomorrow K-Bot going up. But yeah, hopefully going to be adding more fancy schmancy graphics to the stream as time goes by. I don't want to clutter up the game screen too much. I might tweak around with it if I get a web camera, and kind of put the game stream in a box and move it off to the side a little bit. But I actually kind of prefer it when streamers don't clutter up the screen with too much, because I've been thinking about getting a sort of like a follower counter at some point going. Because at some point I would like to get to 50 followers, and it's great for calling it out, keeping track of it, and potentially doing giveaways when it comes to certain thresholds. But at the same token, it's like, where would I put it on screen that doesn't really interfere with any part of the screen? I can't think of any, so what I'd have to do is put the picture in a frame, reduce it down in size a little, respecting dimensions of course, as to not distort anything. But then the throne artwork. Oh god, this is testing my loyalty. Which one's the throne artwork? I'm curious now. I see most of Crit Commission's artworks. But apparently I don't remember which one's the throne artwork. I will have to check that out after playing the game, because otherwise I'm going to get too distracted by my phone. But yeah, so if I get a web camera, I don't know if to get a web camera or not. I mean, it's just my face, and my face isn't really all that interesting, if you ask me. But I do know, you know, I'm taking advice from other streamers and from other people that I know who just watch streams. They prefer seeing the person's face for some streams, because it's like you get to see their reactions. It was warm-up work from today, I think. Warm-up work. Last night, but I uploaded it today. Was that one that you did while listening to that song? Okay, you'll show me later. Fair enough. But yeah, Crit Commissions does a lot of artwork. She does all my artwork.
This will hurt.
But at the same token, she does take commissions and does... And even when she's not doing commissions, she'll end up drawing something. So, yeah. It's no wonder that I forget. I forget just about everything. The kobolds are not doing too well this time, I feel. This one guy is giving them a lot of hassle. Oh, no, that was just a hit.
So it's come to this.
Alright, more bodies to loot. Nope, that's useless. Rob from the kobolds, rob from the mites. Nope. We're going to the old sycamore tree. Very, very slowly. This is going to annoy me. I think what I'm going to have to do is take a quick rest. Can I get off the map this way? Just to get rid of this exhaustion. I mean, if it was just fatigue, I could deal with it. You know, I roll a lot of bad dice. Yes. Yes, crit commissions. Was that to the one that... Was that to my question about the one that you drew while listening to that song? You might want to apply a little bit more yeah, there we go. Because I forget so much, even what I'm talking about sometimes. And just saying yes is like, was that in relation to something that I was talking about? I'm talking about? What am I talking about? Let's just double check that I didn't miss anything. So much junk lying around. Leave. Right. Let's go rest up. And see if I can't get my speed back up. Harim, that's the name of the dwarf cleric.
Tire.
Yes, we know you're tired. That's why we're taking a rest. Cause you're a peasant. Right, use rations. Everybody is in position. Still can't make sweet pancakes because I don't know where to find honey. Rest.
You shouldn't treat Sarenrae with such disdain.
Bit of a waste. I didn't pay attention to what the message said. We're getting ready for battle. Something's attacking us. Oh look, bandits. Yeah, well, that's the problem of being overburdened and exhausted, Jay. Which is why I've come out here to get a bit of a rest.
This way.
Could you actually switch back to this weapon? Maybe?
This should do it.
Now that you can move again. Somebody would like to kill this guy before he gets to the squishy people. So if anybody is new here, feel free to drop a follow and you'll get notified. Just taking care of a bunch of bandits as I try to rest off my exhaustion. There we go. The people who can actually hit things have finally joined the fray. Right, Tristan, take a 5-foot step back because
You forced my hand.
don't really want you in melee. Crate stuff, carry around.
I'll fight if I have to.
Spellcasters go. Ooh, nice sneak attack damage. You look to be a bit close to all of that. Now that I can see you down there, Lindsay, you are tiny.
You deserved it.
Was that 2 attacks? No, he bit me! What kind of person bites somebody?
A calculated risk.
You can't stop
Anybody
me.
want to hit? Oh, there we go.
Any last wishes?
Ooh. And he bit me again.
Onwards!
There we go.
I tire.
Yes, we know you tire. That's why we're here in the arse end of nowhere trying to take a rest. Alright, begin resting.
I admire your optimism. Even when the situation seems desperate, your smile never leaves your face.
Do you know how many desperate situations Reg and I survived in Numeria? And we're all right. We got out of all of them. We'll handle whatever comes.
I need a better chef. Lindsay keeps spoiling the meals. We've had this before. He jumped out the window, and I'm still bleeding exhausted. Oh my word, I think I'm gonna have to go deal with that one. Because this is gonna drive me crazy. Alright then. Back to the open road. On the plus side, I think I got rid of the provisions. Yes, I got rid of all the provisions. Okay, great stuff. Right, back to me. You're getting hit too easily. Tristan, give me my cloak back. The walking speed isn't because I'm overweight. Overburdened. I might be overweight. Alright, crit commissions, I shall see you, or speak to you at least, tomorrow. Sleep well. And all that jazz. Bum, 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 bum. Right, let's go to the Nettles Crossing. I'm guessing that's where I need to be for... Because it's Shrike River and Nettles Crossing has appeared. Do you want to enter this location? No, not really. I just want to be able to go to sleep.
I tire.
Yes, we know you tire. Well, this place looks freaking cheerful. This small house burnt down dozens of years ago.
All according to plan.
Oh, we discovered something.
I did as you asked.
200 gold coins and a rank. Nice, nice. Anybody being able to identify the rank? Bonus to protection. Let's see if we can give it to Tristan. Nope, missed. Yay, it counted. Slowly gonna get his AC up to something useful. I mean, I'm afraid of what I'm going to actually find here. Davik Nettle. The corpse's face is bloated from being so long in the water. The stench from its toothless mouth is so foul that your eyes begin to water. The hand clenching the sinister-looking spear, is covered with scabs. Suddenly you feel faint, as if a cold, wet hand is placed heavy atop your head. Wet hair sticks to skin, and trickles from icy cold runs down your face and shirt. A hoarse whisper arises inside your head. There you are. I sense evil, but not evil committed by this poor soul, no. He rose on account of some evil done to him. So it was you who sent me those nightmares. Gurgling, deep-chested laughter pierces your skull, clouding your vision and flooding your ears. All else becomes muffled. You are as if you are trapped underwater. You shake your head and cast off the apparition. Who are you? Davik Nettle. A storm of bright images flashed before your eyes. A long time ago, this person, then a living man, came here from Brevany, constructing a rope bridge, built a house, and lived on it, collecting payment from those who cross the river. How did you die? You see a vision of a lovely spring day. Sunbeams shine warm against your cheeks. 3 men approach the house by the bridge. One of them is wearing an antlered helm. the Stag Lord. Angry faces, a quarrel, a glint of an unsheathed sword. Suddenly the Stag Lord's greedy eyes are twisted by surprise. The master of the house has unleashed his hounds. A burning smell stirs you awake to the sounds of loud barking. Flames are crawling up the walls. The sound of breaking glass. A bitter cold night air. You are outside the house, and something is wrong. An arrow strikes you deep in your shoulder. You hear a guffaw as of 10 throats. You run, already in the middle of the bridge. The man in the antlered helm cuts one of the ropes. An ear-splitting scream fills the air. What do you want from me? You see a vision of a man wearing an antlered helm. You hear a muffled groan, and the helm drops to the ground with a loud thud. Your hands are covered in hot blood. Too much blood. Death to the Stag Lord. Don't you just hate it when someone asks you to do something you were going to do anyway? It makes me want to do nothing just to spite them. Yes, Lindsay, that is a proper mood, especially seeing as though this guy has been giving me nightmares and I've not been able to do anything. I refuse to help you on principle. You shouldn't have messed with my head. Why must it be I who does it? You feel invisible fingers. Cold as stone, draw aside a wet strand of hair from your forehead. You can't kill the Stag Lord yourself. You see the Stag Lord and his cutthroats trying to build a new bridge here, then running away madly from the rotting monster. The Stag Lord has avoided this place ever since. Very well, I shall meet your vengeance upon the Stag Lord. The drowned man who has been sitting motionless nods. Come later. Take spear. I would help him even if he wasn't going to pay. He had such a hard life. Well, a hardened death. That must be even harder. Great stuff. So the guy wants me to do the thing that I was going to do anyway. And as upfront payment has given me nightmares that has made me exhausted.
I believe I found something.
Goodies, more coins. I'm actually tempted to nip back to town and get rid of some of this bulk. Before I go back to the old sycamore tree. Because I have a feeling that I'm going to find lots in the old sycamore tree. And Oleg's trading post is up there, and what day are we on? So we're on day 14. I mean, I've got 90 odd days to kill the Stag Lord. I think that's all I need to do.
I need to catch my breath.
Enter this location. The end times are nigh, Harren. It's not really a game hint now, is it, game? But no, if it's just 90 days to defeat the Stag Lord, then I should have plenty of time. If it's not 90 days, then, well, maybe this stream will just end after 90 days of game time. Right, show me your wares. Type ascending order. Club +1 of no interest. Dagger, not entirely sure where I picked it up. Dueling sword. Don't think anybody will be interested in that. Amulet of the Mighty Fist. This amulet grants the wearer a +1 enhancement bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls with unarmed and natural weapons. Might come in handy, although it's worth 1,000 gold. Can you imagine what I can buy with 1,000 gold? Not much, apparently. Don't suppose you got any more bags of holding? Doubt it. You do have recipes though. Seasoned wings and thighs. I'll take it. Why not? Yep. Merchant, merchant. Merchant, merchant. I know some people don't take care of this kind of thing on stream. Because to a certain degree it is boring watching me shop, but I did say before I started this stream that I'm going to do everything on stream. Just because I think for me it interests me as to the thought decisions behind other people with when they're buying and what they're buying and why they're buying it. And also I don't like how disjointed some streams get, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to take some care of some stuff off camera. Which would be fine if it was just the shopping that they did, but then you tune into them next time or start watching the next catch up. And it's like, wait, how did you end up there? And it's like, oh yeah, I took care of that. And then I started wandering off to deal with some of these side quest stuff that nobody's really interested in. So no, I was actually kind of interested in it. So I refuse to do anything like that. I'm doing everything on stream, but unfortunately that also means that you have to watch me as I shop and figure out I can press this button to sell everything. There we go. I need to start remembering that button exists more often. Get rid of that. Do I want this? I mean, to a certain... This is one of the problems with computer games, pre-written adventure paths to a certain degree, is that like, the Amulet of Mighty Fist +1, does that mean that they're giving this away because they expect somebody to play a monk out there and it'd be rude not to give them at least one magical item that helps them? Or does it suggest that it's actually one of the NPCs that you can pick up from somewhere is actually a monk and you should keep hold of it for them? What am I going to do with the money? Well, I'm taking that recipe. What change do I have? Right, I've got 3,000. I could buy a +1 weapon for that much. Do you have a +1 punch dagger? So I see a punching dagger. I see scimitars. No, you don't. Do you? Well, I've already got +1 chain shirt. That's what I'm wearing. I mean, I could really get Valerie's AC up by another 2 if I deck her out in full plate. I could get it up by 3 if I deck her out in full plate +1. And I've got the money for it. And she is really tanking it up. And I doubt the game is going to give me anything like that for quite a while. So yeah, there we go. This is possibly a terrible idea, but buy it. Inventory. Which also reminds me, I need to go to this guy and take some of the interesting things off of him. You don't have anything of interest. You have the Masterwork Scimitar though. What do you have? Yeah, let's... No, back. I don't really fancy leveling up somebody I'm not playing with. Yeah, I have a Masterwork Scimitar just in case you need to use it. And you get some full plate +1 for an AC of 28. That's crazy. And it's nearly a full 10 above anybody else. It's only one person who even comes close. What's this? Oh, bless 3 times a day. Yes, Tristan, take care of that. Morale bonus on saving throws. Who's got the worst saving throws? Well, I've got that. I thought I had another cloak. Does somebody else have the other cloak? Oh. Yeah, that's a resistance bonus. That's a morale bonus. But we got a 2 from Tristan on the reflex saving throws. We got a 1 in will from Valerie. And it's kind of important that you don't get taken out by a simple will thing. Glad that I finally remembered to take care of that. Go to sleep. I think what I'm gonna do to actually close off this stream is to actually start going around some of these NPCs, because they've all got backstories, and I've been told by Geeks for Good that Valerie has an interesting backstory, so I'm wondering where she is. Tristan, Barkin. Oh, I have a thing for you. About those tasks. Give the moon radishes. Does this look like the radish you were looking for? Borkin's face brightens and he rubs his sides with satisfaction. Yes, that's it. Hey, there's even more here than I expected. Thank you so much. Take this. You deserve it. Why do you need moon radishes? Brocken blushes heavily and coughs into his fist. That's for Oleg. He sprained his back last summer, you see. Tried to move a heavy chest all by himself. You can't even imagine the healing powers of these radishes. They make for a great pain-killing ointment. Potent, exquisite. Oleg would never confess his weakness to anybody, but I see him wince every time he bends over to pick something up. Oh, when will the poor man realize he's not 15 anymore? Okay. That's Harim.
Follow my lead.
Where is Valerie?
That is not far.
See, I'm kind of also curious to see if... that's Emily. That's a dog. Where is Valerie?
In due time.
At the moment it's telling me that there's currently 2 people watching, which basically means there's no point in carrying on too much with the plot while nobody's watching. I will be doing that if there's only 2 people watching when I start up my next stream, but for now I'm just going to find out Valerie's backstory. Whee! Greetings. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born of a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Shaylin, also known as the Eternal Rose, the Eternal Maiden, the Incorruptible, is a goddess of art, beauty, love, music, and the half-sister of Zon Kuthon. Heh. Not a match made in heaven, Zon Kuthon and Shaylin, then, apparently. Shaylin focuses just as much attention on internal beauty as external. As aspects of her role as goddess of beauty, Shaylin also promotes creation of art and the composing of performances of music. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevity, but in fact I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shaylin. He is also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. For many years I learned good manners, how to behave at a dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learnt how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under protection of several paladins of Shaelin. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a grey beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember the admiration I felt as I touched the cold, polished steel. Of all the memories in my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. You were sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? Ah, as you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The paladins of Shaelin, who used to visit our house, echoed their praises. In the end, the general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shaelin, and that would be my new home. Don't pity me, though, I beg you. Many who hear the story immediately assume my parents were cruel and had no love of their child. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported my entire life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea, and then an hour to walk around the garden. They would take their leave. They would then take their leave, as etiquette demanded. What did they teach you in the order? A variety of things. Some of them appalled me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. I guess that deep in my heart I knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shaelin. Wielding the sword has always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Why did you leave the order? Because of my heavenly beauty. According to Shaelin's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who do harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem, dedicated to me, when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer, and that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, and for my suitors made generous offerings to the church. But one time, I just snapped. Some wealthy idiots had dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and I had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest from boring lessons on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart, right in front of him. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gouged my fangs and left. What did you do after you left the order? I set off to Restov. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shaelin and the destiny that everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori sword masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I'd learned from the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. I bet your beauty inspired many people in the Order. And here I'd hoped to avoid the question. Well, let's get it over with once and for all. You should understand that I am perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It is beyond my power to change that, but I have never given any potential admirer any reason to start conversing with me. But it doesn't stop them. After leaving the order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Now, I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes. It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose, though I never wanted to be a paladin. It was because of my beauty that infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. But you know what I really want? I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I am a person, that I am capable of something more than smiling for paintings. Where I sit wearing a lacy satin dress, holding a basket of peaches on my lap. Is that too much to ask? Thank you for your honesty. I understand you very well. You are a true friend who I can trust with my life. I am truly happy that you understand me. Thank you. Let's change subject. Tell me about the way of Shaylin and so many conversations. This is one of the things that I love about this kind of game, where it's all like so much lore to get into. But at the same token, it's all like it's now been 15 minutes, I believe, since I started just reading through this one NPC's backstory stuff, and I've met at least 8 NPCs so far, and I'm guessing all of them have equally detailed backstories. Still, let us press on with Valerie for a few more minutes, and tell me of the way of Shaylin and about her paladins. Shaylin is a goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored artists. That's how they like to think of themselves, at least. They are fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opuses, if you care to know my opinion. You speak of Shaylin with such contempt. What did the goddess of beauty do to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life. Shaylin, the goddess of everything useless that ever existed in this life. All the beauty in the world, all the art, all the soulful sighs in the moonlight. They'll never feed a single family. And I beg you to restrain yourself from offering your opinions. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell, more than once. Nothing and nobody can change my mind. And for Shaylin, she's a goddess of idlers. I joined her most preposterous. I almost joined her prosperous entourage. I'm just glad I was smart enough to denounce her while I still could. What do the paladins of Shaylin usually do? They wander around, seek the next pile of garbage, and when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shaylin aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because a bandit, rapist, or murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in their future. So a paladin overpowers her enemy in battle, then inspires him to create a great masterpiece. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shaylin's followers are obligated to practice some form of art in his or her free time. Every single day, no matter what else is going on. Even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleepy. Otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with the goddess. A preposterous notion, wouldn't you agree? I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but surely there must be at least a few great works among them. Is that what you think? Many share that delusion. I was deluded too, for a while. Now I consider all works of art useless. People create this garbage because they have nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture. He plows the field to the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for sculpture. He must defend his homeland. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste. So they smear their canvases with paint and imagine they've done something worthy and valuable. You said every paladin must practice some kind of art. What kind of art did you pursue? Ah, that. I used to embroider, and I still do from time to time. It's nothing special, I assure you. Just a simple task to keep my hands busy and keep the gloomy thoughts at bay. Nothing special. I see. Let's talk about something else. I couldn't agree more. If I can be frank, all this talk about Shaylin makes me want to spit, but my noble upbringing prevents me from performing such an undignified act. So you're an atheist. You don't worship any deity? Right. I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. You know you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me, if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, but I am sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents, and then by my mentors at the Order. Besides, I was born to a noble family, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I open my mouth. I guess you have plenty of suitors? Sadly, you're right to suppose that. Even here, in these remote lands, one can find offspring of many noble houses, and all of them consider it their duty to kneel before me, begging me to walk with them in the garden. Valerie's voice overflows with contempt. If words were poison, you'd be dying a horrible death. Oh, and don't forget about the village oafs. They understand the concept of nobility perfectly well, so they realize they'll be punished if they dare make any advances towards me, so they prefer to stare from a distance, drooling. And believe me, I can very well imagine what they discuss in the taverns. You know, you really are quite beautiful. You're a reliable friend and a worthy ally, but would be a You're a reliable friend and a worthy ally, but would be a crime to ignore your beauty. It should be that's a typo somewhere. I sincerely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. For the moment, yes, I'm not going to stalk you like your admirers, but I wanted you to know that I've noticed you. So you like me, but won't seek my favor. Well, that's something new. You're so eager to follow my orders. Why? What do you mean, why? I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions are noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Well, so long as you don't hold me to do anything that's absolutely dishonorable. But that would never happen, I hope. Thank you for the conversation. Talk to you later. As you wish. Okay, so that's Valerie's backstory. It has been 2 hours, and I am now going to wrap this up. I appreciate that this one's kind of ended on a bit of a low note, but to a certain degree, I want to get to know the game and everybody's backstories, and see where these different options go. Um, I appreciate that some people watching might not be interested in that. So I'm probably actually going to keep doing. I'm going where possible when I'm actually somewhere near town, or this tavern at least. I'm going to actually end the stream on conversing with one or two of these people, um, just to try and get it over and done with. I mean, this is the 6th session of this stream, and this is the first time that I've spent, I think about 20 minutes now just going through one NPC's backstory. There's some interesting people, as far as I can make out and as far as I've been told. And to a certain degree, it's all like, if you're not interested in it, then you're not interested in it. You'll wander off and go somewhere else. If you are interested in it, then hopefully I'll do it justice by reading these all out. And yeah, I'm kind of curious as to see what other NPCs that we're going to pick up. Actually, I don't. It's one of the things, because I've not actually played this before, and because I don't research excessively into these style of games. I just like to play them for what they are. I don't know how many NPCs are actually ultimately going to join you. I know of one, maybe two, because you've got the lady with the sigh from the castle at the start. She's definitely a joinable option. And then there was the tiefling at the castle. She wanted to make up her mind before joining a side. Can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. But it wouldn't surprise me if there was, a fair few more. But at the same token, there's quite a selection as there is. So, yeah, there'll be a fair amount of reading through all of these. But like I said, I'm probably not going to do it midstream. Giving everybody the option when it's all seems to be going down that route, they can just skip the rest of the video in full knowledge that I'm not really going to do much else of combat or plot interest for the rest of the stream. I really need to be a little bit more clean on these, but I just create new ones each and every time. Alright, thank you everybody for coming to my stream. I'm a bit of a loss as to what to do now. I usually go raiding Half-Singer Games, but due to paperwork and stuff, she's actually had to switch her stream to the start of my stream, so she raided me today, which was a bit of a nice change. But I do like encouraging people to go watch others. So what I'm probably going to do is, well, let me just give you the close of play image. There we go. The stream has now ended. Thank you for coming. And I am probably going to raid into somebody else. I'll see what's going on and then figure out where we're going to raid. Thank you for coming, and I will be back next Tuesday, 6 p.m. British summertime. If you're not sure when that is, look in the schedule. I do to keep that up to date because it puts it into your time zone, which is so much easier than trying to do the math of which time zone it's going to be in. And I hope to see you all next stream. Teddy bye.